Sometimes it is hard to go on. It's hard to see the reasons.
My name is Sami Matingi, and I remember when I was something like 8 years ago, I was here, yes, but I became sick, and that time I was in primary in Starehe Boys Center, but there became a little bit difficulties with my controversial and connection to my teachers and all these complications that I will not be able to understand. But I one day approached the doctor and told him I'm not feeling okay, and my mind is actually upset. I'm missing many things in my class and I'm not feeling good. Okay, at my approaching of the consultation between me and the professor, I did tell him about my academic issue, and I would tell him that I wanted to be a doctor like him, and I wanted to be all that I would wish, and even much further than the way I would dream about. So I told him my waking up, I would wake up at 5 a.m. and then sleep at 1 a.m. and that's when he struck me and told me, you know what, your problem is out of that concentration, and you've been putting yourself so much concentration about reading. That's why your mind has done what, has lose some nerves in it. So I think at that same time, that's when he told me, you can go back home, as in go back to school, because I was at the boarding at that time. When I was going back to school, I felt that steamy pressure in me, till even though the car was going, I would feel like I want to open it, of which I tried to open it, and then the driver had to slow down and lock it, or lock it properly, because it's like he had forgotten. But when I got to school, he said he admitted me till further notice, of which at that same time, I remember when I was going to doctor for herbal medication, because the professor said he could not handle it alone. I need to search for spiritual matters, and then for herbalist medication. He needs that help. I would go to a doctor, then after that come back, but after a week it would start again. Then my mother will feel so impatient, still take me back to a different doctor. Maybe she will think that he has or she has a better medication for me, but it still happened that. But when I started, I became cured, is when I sat down and said, I felt the commotion of coming and going, and then asked myself, what is this of coming and going? And it's like it happened to me like a dream. And then I started asking myself, what actually is the problem with me? I started asking all these journeys and makings and all these things that are always in me, and then I realized myself and said, let me sit down, because this disease, there's nobody who has power over it. It's only God who can help me. He always has the purpose and the reason. And after some days, when I started praying, started realizing myself, and talking to some preachers and pastors, and counting myself for everything that maybe would have happened to me, so that they can be able to help me, I started coming back to my normality, and even realized myself that actually I'm even better than even the way I was. And that's when I said I can go back to school and make it the better I would. Thank you.
Education is not a matter of just teaching the mind, but as well teaching the heart to believe and to be. On set with me, I'm joined with Mr. Mike Louis Muriuki, who is the head teacher of St. Patrick Education Center, the primary section. So thank you, sir, for your time.
Thank you, Alfred.
So kindly brief us about yourself.
Yes. So as you heard, Mike Louis Muriuki. Well, I'm the head teacher of St. Patrick Primary School. I am here as the head teacher, and I do assist in the management of the academics and the management of the teaching staff, and it's quite good, and that is my area of my delegation. Yes, please.
How long has it been for you in the teaching industry?
Well, it's an average of 40 years down the line. Years I've taught in public schools, I've taught in private schools, and lately, before I joined this institution, I was running my own institution that is named after my name, or was known as St. Louis, known countrywide, and of course has really delivered to the state, and I've already also managed to have some of the kids even gone abroad for my product. And despite of the situation, I moved to St. Patrick to assist them in the management. That is my career. I'm educated. I've done a diploma in education management. I've done teaching, training in several areas. I've done management with KIE, and so we feel I'm good and comfortable in this desk in St. Patrick. Thank you.
So, what is your big vision for St. Patrick Primary?
Well, since I've had some association with the institution for quite some time, there is a lot I have seen that maybe at times has not been moving well, and there has been some ups and downs, and so agreed upon to give them some backup as in enhancing that the primary sector actually stands and makes it up on its own, and especially in molding these kids and transforming them to actually what they're expected to be. So my vision in the coming future, and so when I refer to future, I'm referring even to the next minutes from now, is to ensure that the kids in Patrick, every child right from the word go, that is, I'm referring to the nurseries and the PPs and still the other higher primary level, will acquire the right and the quality education as required by the ministry, by all means and by all standards, by all costs if necessary, and ensure that every child that passes here is acceptable in the world of education. Thank you.
That's great. So, what can you say are the current needs within the primary section that in one way or another people can be able to chip in?
Well, there are several of them, though we have the cardinal points or cardinal areas that really need some subsidies. For example, if you look at behind me, you see the shelves and how they are, and the instructional materials we have, which we refer as to IMs, actually updated, and we are desperately using them because the education is set by the ministry as we speak is under very new curriculum, and the materials we're using here, despite tough, if we were not teachers, like having gone through training college, we wouldn't have been able to transform them to be what is required as per now for these kids. So we have these challenges actually of not having the sufficient and updated instructional materials as per now. And these are very good challenge to teachers and also as well to our pupils. So what wish for our prayer is of any subsidies that could allow us or help us to be able to update our learning materials, so instructional materials even for the extreme lower classes, and so be able to come up with the kind of a shower we wish as in the realm of education. That is one. Secondly, when you've got around, I think you have seen something, most of our kids. We have this problem like I had this morning when I wasn't like chasing these kids back home because there are kids who won't report in school in time. I always report here exactly 6:15 around there to try and see whether there's something I can do for these, especially candidates, these are class 8s, without pay as a volunteer to make sure that they get what they can, and especially in my subjects. I'm very good as a teacher in social studies and sciences. So you see, there are times that a pupil will not report in class in time because there was a problem in the family, maybe the parent was trying to look for some chance to see whether he or she could get something for the child to take in the morning, and so in course of that you see the child is coming, maybe didn't manage to get anything, did not manage actually even to have any hope that maybe anaweza to afford anything, and so the child would desperately come to school, and at times I even end up getting to my pocket to facilitate the child to get a breakfast. So we have this kind of poverty biting these most of these families where these kids or kids comes from, that is really drawing them really low, and so becoming a challenge to us, like the whole burden is on us here in teaching at school and outside there. Thirdly, the issue of management of these kids in classes subject to their fee payments. And of course I was trying to work out with the directors on how we can be able to do to at least get people from well-wishers, well-wishing, we call them CBOs and NGOs that could put some support upon these kids to ensure that maybe an issue of school fee is not subject for discussion. But these kids could be maintained as from January as the school opens to the end of time. And so that is a big challenge. The community is the community around here is extremely below the standards, despite the structures one would see around there. These are these we call them, like foreigners in this area. So to say, we have that deep problem right here, and that is why you see the population is very low. Because once the child is sent home, coming back is a problem. And I was coming to this point with the directors how we can be able to go and have these kids back to school, then work it out on how we can be able to manage them, facilitate them, and also take care of the teachers, because this is another very big challenge. When you have these teachers behind us, and there's nothing the kids are bringing up, again, the problem is how we manage the teachers to motivate them and to incentivize them in classes. So that's the dynamic. Yes, please. And on top of that, we have, I think you've learned that we have some borders within the institution. Yeah, most of these are the less fortunate children from these families. Some wouldn't actually even have some references from their parents. So we have orphans and destitutes within the institution, and really needy, subsidies to upkeep them, both in education and in their social life. Yes.
Oh. Mm-hmm. So what is indeed clear to all of us is that these children don't just come from the Kasarani area, Mwiki, but they also come from slum areas such as Kibera, Mukuru, and many others. There are a lot of children who suffer day in, day out and have no access to education. But the open hearts here from the teachers all upstream to the directors have opened their doors to the vulnerable and also to the needy in the society. If you are watching this, I urge you more than ever now, be part and parcel of the future of these children in brightening their lives, equipping them not only with knowledge but also with wisdom. So the next time your neighbor fails to take the child to school, think twice and help them out.
In Swahili, the Bible says, acheni watoto waje kwangu kwa maana ufalme wa Mungu ni wao. Na Yesu kawaambia, yeyote atakayemzuia mtoto mdogo kuja kwangu, heri afungwe jiwe shingoni na akavurumishwe kwenye bahari. I love children. As a teacher, as a parent, I love children. And first of all, let me mention my names. I'm Patrick Mashindo Mwasame. I'm a graduate teacher and retired. But after retiring, I still had a passion for children. And wherever I was walking, I was talking to children. And children could call me all sorts of names. Could call me Baba, could call me Mwalimu. They were calling me Pastor, calling me names. But I love the children. I like interacting with the children. And sincerely, one day when I was driving down the road, I was coming from Madare. I happened to meet two girls. Actually, I happened to meet two girls been stopping me. I asked them, "What are you?" Okay, I gave their names, I greeted them, and they were asking for money. And something that I had never done in my life. Girls, young, small girls asking for money. I asked them so many questions. Where do you come from? What do your parents do? And why are you here at this time? Because it was almost 6:45 night. I got worried. Young girls asking for money. I stopped. I stopped the car. I took my time talking to them, asking them so many questions. What do your parents do? Where are they? And why are you on the road now? They told me very queer, bitter stories that our parents are not there. My mama has gone to look for food. Where does she work? No, she doesn't work, but she goes to beg for money to buy us food. That statement alone made me to take time and asking so many questions. And then I asked the other one. The other one told me, Mama has gone to bring a daddy who comes in the house, and brings us, sleeps with Mama, and gives us money for food. It was so touchy, and I was like crying when they told me this. Because they're young children, young girls. Actually, I didn't want to tempt myself to stand so much because people would have asked me so many questions. Why are you standing? What am I doing? But indeed, I told them, I gave them my number, and I told them I'll come to visit you. I gave them my number. I told them to give their mothers to call me. And for sure, the following day, their parents called me, and I didn't fear. I took my fellow pastor. We went to visit the house, and they live a pathetic, a bad life. So when we entered the house, their mothers thought that perhaps we are like other customers, but we told them we are pastors, we are men of God, and we have just come because we met these children and we want to know how they live, because we want them to be our members in future. And from there we were able to know their parents, and actually their parents exercise very serious, terrible, and bad activity. And actually it encouraged me to instead the following day to send one or two ladies to pick those children from that family, from that house, and bring them to school. And actually we started housing them and remove them from that kind of life. Those are the children we have now. And from there, those children continued actually giving us more children from such families, from many marginalized families, because they used to interact, they used to work together, they used to go to town, beg together, and those children were like our guiders to show us the other friends whom they were working with, borrowing, begging, and to an extent, or even going to the lodgings with these men that we were meeting. My major challenge is feeding them. But I've always sacrificed my pension, my small pension, sacrifice my little money from my own job. I do some research. I'm a researcher, and some people I get small jobs for research. I get some small jobs. Any coin I get from my employer, whoever has given me a job, I must sacrifice for food, so that they cannot go hungry. Today, St. Patrick has a population of 180 children, but barely they depend on my pocket. Solely depend on my pocket, because there are not people to pay fees. A few baby neighbors who wanted to just join school and charging them little money, but still they also finding that these others are not paying. They also at times don't pay. So that is a major challenge. The major challenge is that they don't pay and are not especially those from vulnerable families. I don't charge them anything because they are there on just on my mercies. That's where we are, and today it is strenuous, it is hard, but because I have children on my heart, because I personally I didn't grow up in a better family. I'm also from a poor family down at the slopes of Mount Elgon. And from that, Peter, because I know when somebody cries, when somebody says he's poor and has no money, I know because I'm also poor. I came from a very poor family that could not raise. I was educated by well-wishers, yeah? High school by well-wishers, university well-wishers, until I finished. So when I hear a child crying, when I see a child begging, it's like I become confounded. I'm so touched that I almost live that kind of life. If any well wisher, anybody who can partner with me, anybody who will say yes, St. Patrick, I stand by you, I stand with you, by supporting you, I will really appreciate for any support from any well wisher, any friend or any donor who can actually come into my cry and the cry of the Kenyan children, whom I put on my shoulders, I've laid down my life for them, that one day, one time, God will bless me. My passion is for children. My vision is to see that one day, one time, these children has a testimony saying it is St. Patrick. Feeding them, I'll continue clothing them, I'll continue educating them. And I'm praying and wish any well-wisher who can come onto St. Patrick's life, I'll greatly appreciate, and for sure, when we raise these children, we'll be raising a Kenyan society. My pay bill, the pay bill is maybe is under. You are seeing the pay bill under the screen, and our numbers. My number is there. My number is 0722 3322 14, and for my wife is 0720 48 92 69 under the screen as you're seeing. And for any donation, but we have the pay bill. We have the pay bill under the screen. All donations can be directed to that pay bill, and of course, God will really greatly bless whoever will actually put anything, will send anything towards these vulnerable, poor children from poor and marginalized families.
My fellow viewers, you have heard it yourself from the founder of St. Patrick Education Center, who is also an author and an avid reader. From his heart to yours, I hope you feel and also see the passion in his vision. And from his passion, we can also learn that never give up. Never give up, never lose hope. When you start something, go follow it with all your heart. You just never know how many lives that you're impacting in every single day of your life. So you've heard the story for yourselves. Plug in whichever way, materially, financially, timely, volunteer. There's a lot of room to make a change in our society. And St. Patrick today is indeed a story of hope. Thank you, sir, for your time.
Ndegwa. I live in Mweki. Before I came in this school, I was a street boy because my mom left and go in Saudi Arabia to do work for 5 good years. Then because of lack of my mother, the love of my mother, I went to street. But when she came back in Kenya, she advised me to come in this school because the director talked to my mother When I came in this school, my director advised me about being in school, the importance of being in school. I started learning. I know more about myself. I decided myself to come in this school Form 1 because I saw that it has improved I have improved myself, because what the teacher have instructed me is very important. Stopping taking drugs, but I thank God for the far I've come. Thank you.
My name is Muchowinore Iris Gabriela. I'm from Burundi, and now I'm here in Kenya. I live with my mom, hapo Mwiki. I remember nimefika hapa 4 months ago, na nataka niwaelezee story yangu. Sitasema maneno mengi, lakini nataka niwaambie tu. Nilikuwa hapo Burundi, na I left my country because of war. Wakati tulikuwa hapo, niliishi na babangu na mamangu, but wakati ya hiyo war ilikuwa night, na nilikuwa natoka masomo, na wako watu wamenishika na wameniuliza kama mimi natoka wapi, naenda wapi, na ninawajibu natoka shule naenda nyumbani. Na wakaniuliza, sasa wewe hauko mwa wenye wanafanya manifestation hapa? Na ninawaambia simo ndani, na niliambia kama waliniona in video. Sasa ukuwa hapo nilisikia oga na nikakimbia kidogo, na walinitia masasu. Hiyo muda I broke my one leg. Sasa mamangu ameamua tukuje huku Kenya, but babangu hakutaka kwa juu anasikia kama mtoto wake anaenda mbali yake. My father loved me too much. She don't want to hakutaka anione niko mbali ya country yetu. But mam alikuja hapa peke yake, na nikakaa hapo na babangu. Sasa kupata hii artificial leg ilikuwa mwenye ako American sai amenisaidia kwa kupata hii, but sijui venye bilikuwa aliacha tu kunilipia hiyo, but babanga ameniambia kama Mungu ataweza kunipatia ingine. Sasa ninakaa hivyo, na nakumbuka nilikuwa I was intelligent, so intelligent, but kwa hii problems imenifikia nimekosa mind ya kuwa concentrate. Nikiona tu niko na one leg binaniumiza, binanikumbusha venye nilikuwa with 2 legs, na saa hii nimepoteza. But my family was prayer, and until now, but nimemwambia babangu acha tu niende mahali mamanga ako, kwa juu hapo Kenya wanaweza kunisaidia, na najua kama hiyo country it's so iko na evolution. Babanga kisikia hivyo na ananiona nashindwa na shule, na venye nilikuwa so intelligent, anasema tu acha tu uende kufuata mamako. Nimekuja hapa na mamanga kiniambia acha tuende in UN utapata usaidizi. Sasa tumeenda, but sijui UN wametuambia tutakupigia, tuliwapatia namba, until now hawajatupigia. Sasa mamangu amenambia kama hauwezi, na venye uko intelligent ukae nyumbani, nataka uende shule. Mamangu ana uwezo wa hatari, but anajitahidi tu, anajitahidi kunilipia shule kwa jua anajua kama if you can study, anaona tu hauna future. Kwa juna yeye alisoma, alikuwa nurse in Burundi, but kufika hapa biko ngumu kupata kazi. So nimekuja tu kusoma na nimejitia mkichwa changu, acha tu nisome, nitie bidii na nitaishi tu. Yes, na I will succeed. So unaona mtu anaweza kusoma but akikuwa na shida mroho yake, unajua mimi wakati naona tu mguu wangu binaniumiza kwa juu. Ilikuwa wakati natembea hivi na nilikuwa wakati natembea but but sio ngumu kama saa hii. Saa hii ilishanipita, nasikia tu uchungu. Sasa venye naomba, I need the help to get a new leg, and I need the help because unajua mimi niko mtoto anafikiria mbali. Naona tu hii maisha ni ya hii wakati. Naona tu nitafika mbali na nitaishi vizuri kwa nguvu za moto. Kwa juu nasikia tu life's purpose who God have for me, it's not this one, it will be better. And I know bako watu bako kwa hii dunia watatusaidia. Sasa nashukuru Mungu kwa hii wakati niko nasema hivi, I get a occasion kwa kusema hii mambo zote. Hata hii language yangu iko yes, but nashukuru tu. So naomba mnisaidie kupata ingine new legs, na if it's a possible na school fees, because my mom it's not so rich, but alisoma anakosa tu kazi na ni nurse, na repeat ni nurse, but maisha ni hivi. Tunashukuru Mungu kila wakati. So God bless you. Thanks.
Giving is living. Giving is seeing a need and meeting it. As shaky as these wooden stairs are, so is it shaky as where they are and they stand, even financially, at St. Patrick Education Center. This is a proposed building that needs to go up, as I am told. A passion without resources to get to the end of its vision. Today's story of hope is not only a story of hope, but also a life that has given hope to so many lives around us. So the next time, I repeat, the next time you see your neighbor's child not going to school, or you don't see your neighbor at all, give a thought and check after them. Take care of your neighbor. Take care of your children's children. Take care of that child who recently lost both of their parents. From our hearts to yours at Stories of Hope, take care. Till next time, I've been your host, Terry Muriuki. It just could be at your next door. See you next time.
Utaniacha, wewe shida basi wewe ni mwaminifu.